thing with being in a wheelchair or not fully able-bodied is that people have a preconceived perception of what you're able to do and what you are not able to do. It's not always voiced, but sometimes when you tell someone the plan, you can hear it. The surprising reaction that shows they weren't expecting what you just said. We all have barriers in life. We all face adversity. But maybe the point that our limitations stop us when facing a challenge is different, depending on our abilities. Our goal, together, is to break through those barriers and show people that they can be moved, they can be overcome. So we need to set the scene a little before we get properly into this film. I'm Shaun, and I've been in a wheelchair for over 3 decades. But I've always loved the adventure of life, and if I'm honest, I love a bit of exhilaration. I'm always looking for the next challenge or way to push myself to try new things. And in 2019, I decided that I wanted to learn to scuba dive. After a fair bit of searching around, ringing different dive centres, chatting to different instructors, I was struggling to find someone who'd take me on until it was suggested that I chat to Curly at Morecambe Area Divers. And the fact that her name shortens to Mad Divers, well, it was a perfect fit. Curly is one of the most experienced dive instructors in the country and extremely highly qualified. And when he was asked about taking on training of a paraplegic amputee, he didn't really seem to flinch.
When we started the training with Shaun, it was clearly very early that he was very comfortable and capable in the water, but we had to adjust few things to how it would normally work with him. For example, Shaun obviously cannot kick, so he had to move through the water with hand and arms swimming, like a breaststroke-like movement. We actually sourced some webbed glove for him to make that more efficient. Getting Shaun in and out of the water takes some thinking about as well to make sure he looked after and safe. Shortly after starting the training with Shaun, I met Mohammed Salim, who is blind and also showed an interest in whether that he could be trained as well to become a classified and have the same journey like with Shaun, like to be together.
Working for the BBC, Salim heard about the training I was going through, and he really wanted to know if it was possible for him to do the same. Salim lost his sight when he was 14, but he still remembers the joy of being in the sea, the feeling of weightlessness, and being in this otherworldly environment. The thought of being able to experience this again was really exciting for Salim.
So we now found ourselves training to what are now referred to as classified or adaptive divers, which just means that they dive slightly different to an able-bodied person. Our job is to help make it possible for them to experience and enjoy scuba diving in a safely way with a proper guidance and helpness.
Shaun and Salim need different support from their instructors and their buddies, even though they are both classed as level 2 classified divers. Shaun's support is more about getting him in and out of the water. Once he's in, he can pretty much maintain his buoyancy and communicate no problem. Whereas Salim needs his buddy to help guide him while in the water and ensure that all communication is passed along to him. Normally we use hand signals to communicate underwater. Everything is okay, go up, go down, I have a problem, etc. For Salim, we had to develop these communications from scratch.
So one of the things that we worked on with Curly from the very beginning is, how do I communicate underwater? Everyone else obviously uses hand signals. I don't have that option. So what we devised was a tactile form of communication under the water. So it's all done through touch. I'm constantly connected with my buddy, and they therefore will have their hand on mine or my hand on theirs, and we communicate via those techniques. So if I've got a problem or they need to communicate with me, they'll squeeze my hand twice. That's my indication to give them, am I okay? If I've got a problem, then I'll squeeze their hand and do the, there's a problem signal. and then point to wherever I need to. And one of the best things is the fact that their thumb becomes my gear stick. So I'm constantly feeling their thumb. If they, point it to the left, that means, right, we need to go to the left, up, down, right. Although it's similar in a sense underwater, it's still me getting that freedom, and I know that that's also something that Shaun really enjoys, because you're taken away from your disability, and it's actually about, we're not there to guide, we're actually there as buddies. I'm as important to my buddy as they are to me, and that's the beauty of it.
So with all this in place, we trained Shaun and Salim to their open water qualification as a classified open water, and headed towards their advanced open water divers and deep speciality like with SSI. So now at Mad Divers, we actually take people in this diving retreat to Egypt for 4 times a year. It's a chance to experience some of the most incredible coral reef and exciting dive sites in the world. For me, that next logical step was for Shaun and Salim was to join us on one of these trips. So in 2024, with Salim and Shaun, now fully qualified open water, advanced and deep divers classified, we traveled out to Sharm el-Sheikh, then traveled to Dahab, and I was really excited for them to see the experience, to have the experience of diving in Egypt. But on all my trips, I want them to come away with a bit of wow.
Shaun and Salim are both the kind of people who like to push themselves and take on new challenges to see what they can really achieve. So, when Curly began planning the itinerary and other details of the trip to Egypt in September 2024, a new challenge for the pair of them kind of just formed naturally, a world record kind of challenge.
The big challenge was going to be to attempt a 40-metre dive with a total dive time of 60 minutes. This would be the deepest and longest dive ever completed by 2 classified divers. We spent the first 7 days of our time in Egypt doing so many amazing dives that really showcased the ability of Shaun and Salim to integrate with divers of all levels and abilities.
I think one of the most significant dives for Shaun and Salim was the SS Thistlegorm wreck, which is a world-renowned 126-metre World War II shipwreck that lies off the coast of Sharm el-Sheikh.
So it's been an early start today. We've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, but it's because today's a very big day. Today we are going to visit the wreck of
Thistlegorm.
What's that?
Thistlegorm, one of the best wrecks in the world. It's very well known.
The Thistlegorm is considered one of the world's top wreck diving sites, known for its intact cargo, including motorcycles, Bedford trucks, and even guns and ammunition.
Even so, the conditions were tough for this dive site. I really wanted Shaun and Salim to be able to dive the Thistlegorm because this is one of the best dive sites in the world. It was a dive site that they had both talked a lot about it.
This was a special one for me. As a member of the Armed Forces environment, it felt more of an honour and a stark reminder of what sacrifice has been given in service of our country. It was a great technical dive to test our buoyancy and more so communication skills.
The logistics of getting Shaun in and out of the boat, this was probably the hard bit in all this dive. Once we moved on to Dahab for the rest of the trip, I decided that it would be the best place to attempt the world record dive for Shaun and Salim. The dive sites in Dahab are mostly short like shore dive, which can be much more relaxed because you are not restricted to the same time management as boat dives, which can sometimes be quite rushed to get back in a certain time. I wanted to make sure the whole group was ready for this dive, so we spent, I think, the first couple of days to just focus about the formation right underwater and setting up body and change body teams and all this, and also their air consumption, as well as countless briefing to make sure everyone in the group knew what is the plan.
I think the thing is, with both of them, it's not overnight. We've not done this overnight. It's not a whim, right? We've done this and planned this. We plan it back at home. We have pool sessions. We have sessions in Cape and Ray to do it, and we run through it. And we run through the scenarios where there could be any sort of possibility. And we adapt, or we tailor the support that we need for it in different things. I've found, not just with working with Shaun Salim, other people that I've worked with, their drive and their determination, and through other sports that they do as well that I've seen them do, they're so determined and so driven to succeed. And it's so refreshing to see in this day and age that there are people out there to do it.
Curly chose Sid dive site, which is in the south of Dahab, close to the caves, for us to attempt the 40-meter world record dive. It's a fairly advanced dive site with a dramatic sandy slope that goes right down to the 40 meters plus. This was a dive that we weren't really going for the amazing corals or to look at the wildlife. We had a goal, and I think everyone was just focused on achieving that goal. So we descended from the sandy slope right down to the 40-meter mark. The descent, honestly, went quite quick. It felt like minutes, and then suddenly we're at 40 meters already. There was so much planning that went on behind the scenes. We had stages to use our safety stop and all sorts, just to make sure we were fully prepared. But as with any dive, you can't always plan everything that will happen. As we started to descend, Salim started to signal to Rixie that he had an issue. At first I thought there was a problem with his ears, but it later became apparent that he was feeling symptoms of nitrogen narcosis.
As soon as I noticed Salim issue under the water, I took him with myself, and we began to ascend slightly until I could let him touch sandy bottom. As soon as his hands were able to feel the bottom, and he straight away calmed down and his symptoms completely disappeared, then we carried on with the rest of the dive. At this point we still had some time to go until we could reach the 60-minute mark, so we toured around the reef before resting at our 5-meter safety stop for a while to allow Shaun and Salim to rest a little, and also use the stage that we already brought. Few stages with us down with us.
Once we surfaced from the dive, there's definitely a feeling of accomplishment amongst the group, except for Salim.
Jodie's there.
I'm filming now.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
What did you do?
You just
What?
react.
What do you mean, what did we do? We done down to how many meters?
40 exactly.
40 meters.
Exactly 40.
Alright, start again.
Once Salim finally realised what himself and Shaun had just achieved, the pair of them and Curly were over the moon. They achieved a dive down to 40 metres with a total dive time of 60 minutes, the deepest and longest dive ever completed by 2 classified divers.
So, the record has been set. A massive, massive thank you to Curly,
Congratulations.
to Shaun, and to every single member of the team that's been involved from start to finish. We didn't know we were going to get to do this. We've done it in the Red Sea. It couldn't have been possible without all of these people. So yeah, Guinness World Record.
So there we have it. With the record attempt in the bag and all sent off for approval, the question then moved towards, as it often does for me, what's next? With the experience of the record dive, surely there's no bigger challenge?
Well, so maybe there is a couple of things that I had in mind that could top it. Number 1 in the list is Dahab, Bill's Blue Hole.
The Blue Hole is a world-famous dive site. It's a deep underwater sinkhole on the Sinai Peninsula, renowned for its stunning clear water, vibrant coral and abundant marine life, attracting snorkelers, freedivers and recreational and technical scuba divers. The Blue Hole itself is over 100 metres wide and 100 metres deep, and it's a stark reminder that this sport is dangerous, having claimed a number of lives.
No classified divers has ever attempted dives there before, and the Bill's Blue Hole is a really challenge for our two.
Just next to the Blue Hole is the Bells. Bells to Blue Hole is a famous short entry drift dive starting a reef crack called the Bells, named for the clanging sound tanks make descending the chimney. The drift dive along the coral wall eventually leads you to the famous Blue Hole sinkhole with abundant fish and marine life all around. Divers descend the Bells chimney, which averages around 1.5 metres wide with sea walls on 3 sides, to around 28 metres, where they swim through an arch in the sea wall and drift along a massive coral wall teeming with life. The depth below us at this point will be more than 250 metres. We enter the Blue Hole via a shallow saddle in the sea wall for a safety stop before navigating across the Blue Hole itself and exiting at the main point. This is the dive that Shaun and Salim are going to undertake.
For Shaun and Salim, this dive will be challenge for different reason. Salim will need to have someone guided him all the way until we are out of the arch, and the chimney is hardly wide enough for one person, let alone two. And this is also the reason that Shaun will need to be careful, that as Shaun usually swim with his arms all time, so stretch his arm fully to get the momentum that he needs, but while in the Bells he will not have this width to do this, so it was a little bit of challenge for him. This also a long dive with the distance from the Bells to the saddle entry to the Blue Hole being, I think, around 250 meter, then 100 meter swim across the Blue Hole. So for both Shaun and Salim, we will need to adjust their training to suit this this dive, because it's a bit of drift as well. So it was something a bit new for them.
So I am a fully qualified commercial underwater photographer and videographer, and I'm also trained up to instructor level. We wanted to be able to capture the challenge really well, but we weren't sure if we could do it all with just one person. So Shaun suggested that a friend of his, who owns a film production company, might be up for joining the team. Enter Jim.
So my journey on this has been a bit of a whirlwind, really. It was only February this year that Shaun approached me about the possibility of being involved in this project, in this challenge. So I've just, worked with Curly and his team, Jodie and Charlie, to get my qualifications to be able to join on the dive. Originally I thought I was just going to be snorkeling and doing a little bit of filming from the surface, and Jodie would go down and capture that part. But Curly had other ideas. He wanted me to experience what everyone else is experiencing, and understand the technical aspects of the diving as well, so that I can really appreciate what it is that Shaun and Salim are going through and what they have to prepare for to be able to do this challenge. So it's been incredible. Something I've always wanted to do, and then to have a chance to do it in this way, in this place with these people, has been incredible. So I've really appreciated the opportunity there.
Now adding to the support team, Yorkie as my dive buddy, Andrew Tinkler as Salim's buddy, and our challenge team starting to take shape. But these trips are about community, and mad divers have some of the best. So at the moment we are on our way to Manchester Airport. We are off to Egypt on a little adventure, and this time, instead of being on top of the water, we're going underwater. So we're actually going scuba diving to some iconic places, some iconic sites, but the biggest challenge is we're actually going to go and do the blue hole.
In total, we had a team of 20 people on this trip. Some knew each other really well and had dived together plenty of times before. For some, this was their first trip abroad to dive, and some had never scuba dived, but were going to snorkel. We'll meet everyone as we go along, but for now, it's time to get the whole group to Dahab.
Sorry mate, do you want to go out and clean it?
Yeah, do you want to
pop out?
just get outside and just give that a wipe?
In fact, we'll get Nicole to go and clean it, she can clean it. Hey Nicole! We have arrived in Shaun. We have got through customs. Just about. Tricky. Somebody got searched. Jim.
Day one and our diving begins with a straightforward dive site from Moray Gardens. With such a big group, the plan is to split into two groups to make it more manageable to see that everyone is okay and comfortable with the diving. The point of this first dive is to get everyone up to speed, check equipment, body system, etc, etc. So after a briefing where Curly lays out the plan of the dive, everyone gets their kit on.
We're doing more technical dives each day, and what Curly's doing is he's making sure that the weight's right, making sure that you've got your buoyancy, making sure that the formation is so important, especially when we go down. When we're underwater, you know, Curly's in charge, and we've got to make sure that we follow his lead.
Moray Gardens was quite an open, fairly shallow dive. Plenty of visibility to enable Curly and the other instructors to see that everyone is okay, and for us to all be able to get comfortable with our equipment, and a great chance for myself and Jodie to start getting some shots on our camera gear without anything too technical to be thinking about. This was also the first time I'd really seen Shaun and Salim underwater, and to see how they work and communicate. Again, most of the support Shaun needs is about getting in and out of the water, and sometimes best laid plans.
Did you have to talk about that? Yeah. Usually when I'm coming in, they'll pick me up and take me in, and they're walking over in a dangerous, you know, terrain. I'm not the lightest guy, you know. So they rocked up with this stretcher. Transfer on, so getting on was interesting, but then the Queen of Sheba, as I was, took me into the water and it was fine. Getting out, they got me into the stretcher, and as soon as they picked it up, I just dropped straight through. But these guys, they don't. You don't realise, if I was to try and do this particular type of dive or venture or trip, you know, it's, as soon as you see a wheelchair, as soon as you see a disability, doors are shut, because it's insurance-wise, they don't want to take that risk, you know. Whereas the thing I've been working with Curly is, Curly from day one of me training to be where I am today with the open water and the deep dive, is he has made sure that everything's in place, safety's in place, everybody's got a role here. And these are the guys that are actually taking me into the water and getting me out. They've got a role. So you wouldn't get this on another trip. You wouldn't. So what we want to do is we want to, you know, publicize this and make more people with different abilities aware that, you know, what Curly does, he goes over and above to make sure everything's in place. So, you know.
We are really proud at Mad Divers now of the community that we are building around the love of diving. You get all types of people on this trip, some who have dived many times before and some who just like only started, and even some like the non-even divers. It's this broad range of people that makes our trip really unique and really social experience.
So my name's Nicole Debnam and I've been involved with Morecambe Area Divers since 2000 and, Matthew was 13 anyway, a lot of years ago. So he's 17 now, so he started off being a diver in 315 and he's progressed now and is training to be an instructor. So, on the first trip I came to support him, and whilst I was out here I did a try dive, and then I decided I was taking up diving and I'm now here as a diver, yay! It's definitely a nice group to come into. Everybody supports everybody. It's just fantastic. Everybody gets along, everybody helps one another, so you never feel left alone.
I've ended up on this trip because I've started diving for a second time. I met up with a really good group from Morecambe Divers, make you feel very welcome, especially if you're a diver that is on your own, very kind, and then I've ended up coming on trips and meeting other wonderful people. I think for me, being a person that is a single traveller and a person that doesn't have a regular buddy, it's the safety, and it's the safety of having an instructor that looks after you, that gives you a buddy that's a similar sort of standard, and it's just the safety aspect of everything.
Anne, tell us what we're doing today.
We're going to go and dive the canyon.
Great. In more words?
Sorry, Anne.
The canyon is an incredible dive. A short swim from the shore reveals a crack in the sea floor with a bubble curtain. Air from divers in the canyon escaping through the sand. We enter the canyon through a tight crevice and descend to the bottom, which is about 25 to 30 metres deep, for a very unique dive.
The diving in Egypt is second to none, because I've dived quite a lot in different places in the world, but if you want to see everything in one place, this is the place to go.
So with the canyon, it was a very unique experience because I can't see any detail or definition of anything. All I can now see is sort of the difference between light and dark. And when we're in the sea, it contrasts even more. So I was experiencing seeing the white sand, and it looked really white, and then you'd look to your left and your right, and through the sort of tunnel vision I've got, you'd sort of make out that that's a darker shape. And then when we actually got into the canyon for the first time, it was like quite daunting because it's like, wow, we're in pitch black, or so it felt like for me. And then you'd sort of come out of it and again just see the colours, and you think to yourself, this is, you know, everyone else will get a much better idea, but for me, even I could still get the gauge of how sheer the scale was of the canyon and the size of everything in there. So yeah, it was actually probably one of my favourite dives so far.
Do you know what? We're in a hotel in Dahab, and part of this trip is sort of being with the locals, isn't it? Like coming with Curly, coming with someone from this area, Egyptian. He knows everyone, he chats to everyone, and we're in a hotel that is not a tourist hotspot. We are in the local place with local food. It's fantastic.
One of the things that I want to build with this retreat is to get you away from your everyday routine or your comfort zone. Dahab is an incredible place because it's a heavy place, and also to experience the Egyptian culture and food, and our evening night with socialize with everyone in the retreat.
The social aspect, not just like in the evening but all day, like everyone in the morning, we're all sort of socialise in the morning, have breakfast, and then even in between dives, it's not just like everyone's sat reading their book or something, everyone's socialising. And I think just like learning from so many different people, like there's different careers, different ages, all sorts of different people, so it's really nice to like mix everything together.
It's also amazing doing it with a great group of people, and really supportive of everyone involved. So there's loads of different abilities, people who've been diving for years and years, people who've, you know, this is their first trip, or they snorkeled last year and then have taken up the challenge of diving this year. But everyone's in this together, so it's brilliant to be part of.
So today we're doing the caves, so it's basically towards the south of Dahab. For me, it's a lot like the vibe that we're going to get. You'll kind of see a lot more when we're up there. It's like you still get a lot of that chilled out vibe, and it's just quieter. The big thing as well, even with the dive site itself, it's something different. Like even after doing some of the previous dive sites we've done, you feel different, and the caves itself has a lot of life to it, and it's very open, but you still get like, it's very sheltered at the same time. Like you still have like a bit of an overhang and everything like that. And because of obviously the size of it, we're basically going to fit the entire group in at the same time, and it's not going to feel claustrophobic.
I'm always excited. When we're off to the cave, so entrance is going to be really tricky when we get there, but yeah, I just love the caves, mate. It's quite, I know it's a cave, but yeah, bizarre. But we got a great team, and you're going to enjoy it, mate.
I think it's because of the cave entry, you know, and you know, to go into that environment where a lot of fish don't actually leave that, you know, and to see the life, the wildlife that's in there.
Excellent.
Dave's dive site, which has been more challenging than the other two so far because of the entry and the exit, especially with Shaun and everything with his equipment. So it was quite rough this morning, the dive, so it was a little bit chaotic, but it still went really smoothly and I think everyone enjoyed it.
At Mad Divers, the community we had built and our building is what make us unique, and this is my magic like thing about it. It have to be different. We have all sorts of ability and level of divers and non-diver, but we also have people who comes in this retreat just like to come to do yoga or snorkeling. And also this trip or retreat is for people like if someone have autism, some people like hip replacement, some people like classified or adoptive, some people like actually won't be part of that journey. So this is what make this journey or this retreat really like really nice for everyone.
My name's Alan Barraclough. I got sort of into this through Chris Gale. Chris is a friend of mine. I used to work with Chris in fire service like for nearly 30 years. He lived out in Morecambe and he had the opportunity to do the diving. He encouraged me to come over and do it, and so I did a try dive in the pool, and then I sort of like lapsed for a couple of years because I did other things, and then Chris said, well, they go away twice a year, March and September. He says, why don't you come out? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, I'll give it a try. I said, but I'm only interested in a few dives because the confidence of like not doing it and stuff like that. So I've come out and I've done a bit of snorkeling, which has been cool. Charlie's took me out, and then sort of Curly said, well, why don't you do like a try dive out here? Just, you know, nice and shallow, just to see the fish and stuff like that. And yeah, so I did it, and I'm really glad I did it because it were cool to see, you know, all the different sort of like the glass fish and stuff like that. So everybody's welcoming. There's like a big family really. You know, everybody. Obviously these guys have been together for years, and I'm like just a sort of newcomer to it. And I didn't want to impede on anybody and like feel like I was like a tourist. Do you know what I mean? But no, nobody's ever felt. You know, everybody's been really welcoming, and the hardest thing for me is getting to know everybody's name and calling people the wrong name. Like I did, I called Andrew David the other day and I went, oh sorry mate, I'm shocking my name, do you know what I mean?
I'm a single mother to 3 boys, and my life for quite a number of years has been focused on them. And when I came here last year to support Matthew with his diving, everything started to change for me because of Curly. He introduced me to diving and he gave me the confidence to do it, which I didn't think at all I would ever do. I thought, no, that's really not for me, but I was proven very, very wrong. I think the biggest thing for me is that like how it's changed my mindset, because it's all about how it mentally changes you and physically as well. It was a lot of change for me to actually concentrate on myself rather than on my family. I mean, I've lost 2.5 stone since doing this over the last year, which is quite an incredible feat for me. But yeah, you need to have a certain amount of strength in your legs and your upper body, because it's not an easy sport. It does have elements of its danger in it. But with Curly's guidance, confidence in making me do plenty of workouts in the pool, and not just that, it gives me advice on my nutrition, my health, my lifestyle, and that's really helped. It's more about self-care and taking care of my well-being and my mental state, and being out in the ocean, it does that. It opens your mind up, you get to see all these beautiful things under the sea. Yeah, it's changed me incredibly.
We also believe that diving is for everyone, so being able to welcome and accommodate people from all walks of life and with all ability is really important. It's really added to the whole group experience of the trip.
I've been diving since 1997, but probably learned more in the short time I've been here than I did all the 20 years before. I had both my hips replaced, and that's so Curly went, so literally, he said, so whoever I'm diving with, I get my fins put on for me, taken off for me at the end of the dive, and other than that, I'm treated the same as everybody else, with same training, everything's the same. So it's the highlights is basically the trip in a whole. I mean, this is my 4th trip. I plan it again next year. I've dragged my daughter into it next year. She's coming with me.
I've dived in Maliha Bay a few times, just really one day, a couple of dives, and mainly Cape and Ray.
And how have you found diving in Egypt?
More breathtaking. You don't get as much coral in marine life at Cape and Ray as you do here. I've seen clownfish. I've seen that giant pufferfish as well in the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah.
And I saw the turtle.
So I was a little nervous because obviously my son is Logan, who's autistic, he has ADHD. My goal really was to come and support him. I'm not a diver. I've done a couple of dives at 315, but that's it. So I was thinking I'll come out and I'll snorkel, which I've done a few times. I really enjoyed that. Logan qualified as an advanced diver the week before we came. He basically got into diving from 315, so which was a scuba rangers as they call them, and he did a few dives at Cape and Ray. He, because of his learning difficulties, we've had to do quite a few medical things, and that's been quite challenging, but Curly has been absolutely amazing with him, and really understands how to get him to actually contribute and to get involved, which Logan's really found helpful. And actually, from what I've been told, he's better under the water than he is outside of the water. He's always been a bit like a fish. I mean, he loves the water like crazy. So for me, my goal was to come here to support him. It's an experience I've never had before. I've been to the Mediterranean a lot. I've been to Israel, which is the closest to here that I've ever been. But it's been a really nice, chilled out holiday in many ways, and I've had time for myself as well as time to do things with the group, which has been really heavenly.
But to make sure we can accommodate these guys on these trips means we have to work really closely with our partners out in Dahab, mainly the hotel where we stay and the dive center located in the hotel.
Yeah, this is Ihab. I'm a manager of Aqua Diver Diving Center in Dahab. We are in Dahab, South Sinai, Egypt. At Aqua Diver, we believe that the Red Sea should be open to everyone. Our diving center is not only about training diver, but also about breaking barriers and making a dream possible. We are proud to welcome all people, including a diver with this ability, and to provide them with support and adaptation they need to experience the beauty of Dahab underwater world. At Aqua Diver, you arrive as a guest, but you leave as a family. We are proud to say that in Dahab. Diving is not just safe and professional. It is joyful, inclusive, and truly for everyone. If you're coming to Dahab, you should come to visit Aqua Diver and dive with us and our staff, and then you will be very lucky if you found Curly to dive with Curly.
We are ديارنا دهب Hotel. and I am Mohammed Bahgat, the reservation manager here. We are in Dahab, in front of the sea, first line, and we are here since, let's say, 30 years here in Dahab. Yeah. We adapt with the needs of his groups. Let's say some example about groups have people with a wheelchair. We can adapt with this, and we can make our facilities ready to receive wheelchair people. Something like choosing big rooms, make the ground ready, and make the doors ready also to work in that.
Well, since I start to come for the retreats here, I tried a couple of hotels before, and they were good, but like not flexible, and I didn't like it because I have different type of people every time we comes here. So when I decided I'm gonna open it up for wheelchairs, I needed to have type of manager like him, or like same like the owner here, that they are flexible. So when I told them about the wet shower, or like wet room, you know what I'm talking when I talked with you. When I talked to some of the other here, like, oh, what is the wet room? What is the wet shower? So I just explained it, and second day, they just made it up. Even I told them about ramps, can we just like add more ramps and stuff like that? Yeah, let's do this. So it's happened within 24 hours. So if they are really flexible and do everything for me, what will make me change it? Plus, the dive facility, Aqua Diver, it's based in the same hotel. Shops and everything around the hotel, and it's seafront. They have everything. So
today we're going to be going to Abu Galoom National Park. So the reason we're going to a national park today is it's something inherently very different. Egypt has quite a few national parks, but there's not very many around this area. So we've been to similar ones before. So obviously technically the Canyon and Blue Hole both class as national parks, but Abu Galoom is very untouched. Like, there's not really going to be many people around there, and there's definitely going to be like zero tourists, I'll be very honest. So today we're going to be getting there by boat, which I believe the boat ride is like 25-30 minutes, I believe. We've got two separate boats that we're going in. Sea condition is actually currently pretty flat, so I'm actually, to be honest, I'm pretty excited for it out of the way.
How are you on the water, Salim?
Fine.
Yeah? We'll put that to the test, don't worry.
Yeah. That's me in half an hour.
Yeah, I'll describe the guy who's driving for us. He's a young guy. He looks like he wants to go fast. Like,
okay. That's fun.
He looks like he has one gear.
Yes.
2 gears, sorry. Off, on.
Oh no.
Big man. Good. Ready?
Always ready.
Once we've gone in and we've settled and we've started to enjoy the dive, I then just zone into my hearing. And what I can pick out is the crackling of the coral, the constant fizz of that, and then you've got obviously the bubbles of your buddy that you can hear as well. But what was most special, when we came into the pool over the lip, the sound actually completely changed. So normally in the sea there's a sort of background vibration of a sort of little humming from, you know, I guess the atmosphere or the pressure under the sea. But when we got into that little lip as we were doing our ascent, the sound completely changed, and I was like, what's going on here? And it was another experience for me. So, you know, although scuba diving for a lot of people is very visual, if you actually allow yourself to zone into the other senses, there's still so much you can get out of it.
Tells me like just film like 10 minutes of the dive, but I end up filming the whole thing because there's like I want to film people underwater like Shaun and all the other divers, and then I'll see like some fish, I want to film that. So there's a bit of like natural filming and also a bit of filming like the people and the divers. I can't help myself filming the whole way through, to be honest.
Right now we are in the Blue Lagoon, which is yesterday we went to Abu Galoom, we did our dive there. Then reason I came to Blue Lagoon, as you can see, this is the area you can actually chill and recover. There's no diving in this area, but just like to chill, just go have a dip in the water and just like look at the nice view, and you can see all behind you here. Abu Galoom National Park, it's a national park obviously, which is no one can be able like to, it's not like to live on. Like like things here is just like owned by Bedouin, and they hire it for people like us when they come, or kite surfer or divers or things like this. And I wanted to have it like retreat, so this is the place that my dream, me and her, to have like yoga session here and like meditation and stuff like that. So I saw in the middle, even you can feel it yourself, like being 6 days, 5 days, like diving. So it's the best time to just like recover and break from diving and just like chill. Yesterday we only did one dive, and I think every single one needed. Some of the people had issues with their ears or sinuses, and some other people just being tired, because here in Dahab or Abu Galoom, it's based on like carrying the equipment and walk a distance. So I think it was good to just like have that recovery time, and this is the best place to recover, away from the city or the big town and stuff like that.
6 o'clock in the morning. I've just got up for the sunrise, as the sun rises over Saudi Arabia. This part of the trip's been really special because it's actually a national park, so Curly has arranged everything that we were able to come and dive on this area. We are coming up towards the challenge of diving the blue hole, the Bells blue hole, and I've heard lots about it. This is the thing. I'm hearing lots about the technical aspects and what it's going to take, and so I'm interested to see how the mood sort of swings towards approaching that challenge. Curly seems to be really impressed with the group, everyone's buoyancy and the way they're diving. He seems to be really happy with, and I think that's going to be key when it comes to this challenge, is that he can trust that people can sort of look after themselves for that bit of the challenge where we're going down the chimney bit, but also that people are confident and feel prepared. The actual dive itself, what I've heard is that it's called the Bells Blue Hole because it's next to the huge blue hole, Dahab Blue Hole, which is world famous dive site. That blue hole is 100 metres across, it's 102 metres down, it's absolutely huge, so it's renowned for free diving, for scuba. What we're doing is slightly off to the side, and it's called Bells Blue Hole, and it's a smaller hole, and as it drops it descends in a bit of a zigzag, as if a bell has been hitting it on the way down. And then as we get down to about 25 metres there's an arch to swim through as well, and it's enclosed on the top, but then as we get down it opens up on to the blue on that side. So the further down we go, there's the ability to come out, but also then there's the challenge of getting through the arch. And then what we do is then ascend back towards the blue hole, 250 metres away, along the sea wall, and see what wildlife we see on the way. And then we have to navigate into the blue hole and across the blue hole, which will be a bit of an abyss underneath us. So I'm excited about that opportunity to see that.
Completely ready. They are really confident. As I said again, Shaun, the complicated or the challenging with him, not the dive, the challenging with him to get him in and out in a safe way. So this is the only trouble, but so far we actually adapt to his need. We contact the hospital like in Dahab, and they've been really kind. Dr. Ahmed Sadiq giving us the stretcher and some other stuff we need. But regarding if they are ready for the dive site or not, they are completely ready. That's why I kept it towards the end of the trip. They are really ready. Again, the challenging bit will be entry and exit, that's all.
Me and Salim were talking last night, and you realise why Curly is doing the dives we've done, but also putting in place the routines that he wants. So we're talking formation, we're talking breath. He's wanting us to really concentrate on how many bars we've got at the left after each dive, because each dive we've done 40 minutes to an hour. So what he's doing is preparing us for the next stage, which is the Bells of Blue Hole. What more can you do? What he's got us doing again, which has never been done before. Usually these are two separate dives, but we're actually going to do this as one dive. But I've got Yorkie at the side of me. He's been my buddy all the way through the trip, so I know that he knows what needs to be done in order to get me down as well. So am I nervous? No. Look, nerves, excitement, nerves, yeah, they're happy nerves. I've got no worries. I think if we all put put worries in front of us, then we're never going to do anything. And we're never going to know. At the end of the day, we've got the safety in place. At the end of the day, we've got a great team around us. And that's everybody. Everybody has a role to play in where we've been doing. And that's why it's so good about these trips.
Just a quick break here before we get into the challenge, because ever since we got into the speedboats to head over to Abu Ghaloum, Logan did not stop banging on about wanting to drive the boat. And Curly, being Curly, just wants to make dreams come true.
What's happening? Tell us.
I think I'm going to be driving the boat.
We're on a boat.
Speedboats.
Speedboat.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive.
Rocks me out in front.
If the radio is so loud, they can hear us from now.
Logan, how was that?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Love to drive the speedboat.
You wanted to drive that since we got here, haven't you? Well done.
Hopefully I'm driving the one back.
Yeah. Shaun, this is it.
I know. I had a dream last night. I scared myself. I thought I was going to get stuck and they'd have to have a plunger at the top to plunge me out. But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. It's a dive, isn't it? We're going to go and go. This is what we train for. This is what we do. We'll smash it. I'm excited.
This is it.
This is it. This is the day.
It is.
How you feeling?
As with anything, you're nervous at the beginning because where we're going is synonymous with, accidents and death. But we're with one of the best instructors in the world, and you put your trust in him, you put your trust in the team. Obviously, I always put my trust in my buddy, and you just go with the flow. And we were here a year ago setting a world record for the deepest and longest dive, and now for the first time, hopefully, me and Shaun, a blind person and a paraplegic, will do the Bell's Blue Hole. And yeah, it's all about breaking those barriers, and the motivation and what overcomes the fear is the fact that if we can do it and achieve it, then we've proved people wrong yet again, and hopefully given inspiration to say, if you can do the Bell's Blue Hole as a blind man or a disabled person, then there's nothing really that can stop you.
I think confidence, through the Curly's training and building up to this. Natural nerves, but they're healthy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a really beautiful dive.
How are you feeling about today?
Really nervous because I heard about really bad things happen there. So I'm very nervous. Totally relying on Curly. Who knows what he's doing, and I know he'll make sure we all are safe.
And so, with Shaun and Salim safely in the water, the challenge can begin. Myself and Jodie go ahead to get ourselves into position to be able to get Shaun and Salim's descent.
So at this point, Salim and Curly come slightly out of the bells to be able to have the space to navigate the arch. We're just coming up to 25 metres down at this point. You can see Salim equalising the whole way down. So final check from Curly to Salim and Shaun, and they head for the arch.
Salim through the arch, it's now Shaun's turn.
So now with Salim and Shaun safely through the arch, the rest of the team can follow, and we can start to actually follow the wall reef till actually we get to the saddle, and it's gonna be like a drift. It was drift dive from Bills to the Blue Hole itself. So with a dive time of 52 minutes and maximum depth of 32 meters, the challenge was complete. Salim and Shaun are the first classified diver to ever complete the Bill's Blue Hole.
Huh? You happy? Hey! You did it! I'm a fist bumping you. Well done. Hey!
What a terrible fist bump.
I wasn't looking, I was looking at the camera. How was it?
Oh mate, honestly, I was terrified before going in. Yeah, but after coming out of the chimney, the bells, that was one of the most enjoyable experiences of my life, because it was basically just darkness, and it's very tactile because you're constantly banging into stuff, but then you're like, this is tight. But as soon as you've finished it and you've come out and you see the blue, yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yorkie's
Very
grabbing
good.
you.
Very good.
Well done, mate.
Curly was amazing.
How was it?
It was great. I thought I was just saying to Jodie, it was a great dive. But I was tired. I really felt it. But it was great coming down. The bells bit was great because I managed to use the sides of the rocks to bring myself down, and then it enabled me to let Salim and Curly go first. So I used that to anchor myself, and then I could then actually spin myself around and then blow myself underneath. Great, mate.
And how was the rest of the dive?
Oh, the rest of that was great. It was just surreal. Until it's weird, but until you get to the point where you're looking at your air and you're thinking, "Oh, we're gonna make it." I came out with 30 bar.
Did you?
Yeah. I really sucked it right. And I was
you had a long way to go. Flipping, that was a trek.
I had a 15 litre as well. So I then towards the end of it, I really started feeling it. I'm thinking, yeah, feel it tonight.
Well done.
Yeah,
congratulations. Boom.
We did it.
I'm really proud of Salim, proud of Shaun, and I must say hats off to Curly, taking them both down there and doing it very safely. Brilliant dive. Listening to everyone how they've done it, it sounds amazing.
Well done. Thank you for everything. We did it.
Well done. We did.
Classified divers.
I'm really happy that we achieved all what I planned. It's gone perfect, 110%. I'm really happy.
So then the next question is a big one. What's next?
There is something like last documentary when I took them to Sharm el-Sheikh, Jackson and Shark and Yolanda and like Cecil Gorm. They saw this is the biggest. Then I decided that I want to do something like Bill's Blue Hole. So the next one I'm planning something really big as well, but they will know soon. They will need to just like work for it, but there is a big thing coming anyway soon.
Stay tuned.
You will be in it.